Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sognsdal Saga series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lord Master channel. And as you can see with what's going on the Norwegian side of things, that there's an ongoing, civil war between vassals, which is none of my business really, because it doesn't affect the provinces that I control personally. But I'm still the King of Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and England. Largely Scandinavia and England, with the exception of most of the areas where the Sami live and of Finland. We don't touch those areas because, in the coming years there will become tribal soon. No, we are tribal, you dummy, you mean feudal. And by soon, I mean till 1035, which is part of that long-term goal. Secure the High Kingdom of the North Sea. As just a reminder of that. But at this time, we're finally gonna do something about it. Let's go raiding. Because I'm bored, damn it. And plus, popular opinion's going down if we don't get out to do something. So we're doing something about it. So let's raise all raiders and assemble together, and then split up, and then we'll raid to wherever suits us. Most particularly, Frankia over there. So let's just get down to business, shall we? And I am beginning to believe why I said that. Oh my goodness. Hold on here. Stop this panel. Look again. My brother. Give me 1 year and I'll press your claim. But in actuality, you're not going to be pressing anybody's claims. So, what goes on here? You're the one that's leading the independence faction. I mean, yes, everybody's mad that you're not at peace, and those people are like, we don't want peace, we want raids, we want war, do something. Well, timing is everything to you people. I'm going to send everyone gifts. And I will lose whatever stress that I have or don't have because I'm a generous man. I'm a generous man. Everybody shall receive their gifts, and then we'll be raiding for more loot. So I urge you people to please calm down. We were about to assemble an army, then you gave me the heebie-jeebies that something bad was going to happen here. And yo, shut up too. Shut up, all of you. Now let's get to raiding. Try again. Assemble. Then and they'll calm down, hopefully. We're working on it. Just give us a month or two. All president accounted for. Sweat 'em. I'm leading this one. So I'll tell you what. We don't know how powerful they are, but they're in the middle of the war, so I guess it would be best to, stick together. Actually, Paris is down there. While you go raid the capital. We're going to be raiding all over the countryside, and then if we ever get into the battle, support each other. Got it? And plus I'm focusing on medicine here, so even if I get wounded, well, I ain't gonna die anytime soon. Public Works, which now we Norwegians know how to increase the maximum existing development. But now there's only one left, and that's Cosmopolitan, which will take about 15 years. And by that time, we have, you know, researched all the innovations that is known to us. And then by the time that we become feudal, we will be reaching early medieval finally. Which some would think too little too late, because we're a century behind on things. Well, we aim to change that. This here. As the swords have all been sent away and our bed have been decorated with seashells, as Jordan Edo enters our chambers, she smiles fair and joins without any hesitation. With the help of hands, mouths, and limbs, we reaffirm the devotions we swore before Odin, perhaps in the more carnal fashion intended. Decided to do that because we don't have enough children. I hope for a son. Will they love us? There you go. That's how you do it. No, no, no. Stay here. You go that way. We took a mace from the Archbishop. Capturing a lot of people these days. My ward, Benedict, has came to be complaining about the bullying. Just been hiding all over the castle to avoid facing the other child. A bully deserves whatever punishment you can imagine. Settlement of Joinville, important stronghold in the greater Troy. Fall to my raiders. We have the run of the vast tracts of land, many of the quivering subjects and shining treasures from Roy Gosford the Choiceman. My troops stand ready, awaiting my command to give them direction. Bring me more boundedness, plunder. This way. Archpriest, a landed character for once. Wait. Don't. He's for keeps. I just thought of something for him. But first, pointing of Chancellor. Well, wouldn't worry too much right now. Just go for the most skilled. Keep it domestic affairs so we can have our vassals to be pleased at us. Now, what's going on here? A colorful talent. I find my ward Benedicta sitting on the floor, surrounded by spilled paint and piece of canvas for the third time this month. My courtiers whispered about her being an artistic genius in the making, but the servants complained about scrubbing the floors free of paint in the wake of her inspirations. Her genius will be nurtured. Now, if I had a son and if he was doing that, I don't know if I would have encouraged that. If he was a rally child, maybe. Another daughter. Crud. Sassafras. Rona. Good name. Keep that. Come on in. We need all the good fighting men we can have. hurricane. The skies are always potentially full of danger, but even more so when out at sea. A plump rotund man tells me one must always be ready for the worst if sailing a ship. I'm visiting some nearby merchants to discuss matters pertaining to local trade and business, and struck a conversation with one after the meeting. Despite his obese appearance, he seems to be rather worldly and wise, as he's apparently traveled quite a lot. As a young man, back when my body was more robust and strapping. He continues to sigh. I once served as an assistant to another merchant, and when we were sailing the open seas, we got caught in a most violent tempest. My dear mentor perished. I was the only survivor of that wreck. I listened quietly as he tells more anecdotes on his life. For the sea merchant's personal anecdotes. Guess somebody wants rid of her. They probably had issues back then. That sounds like a very generic name, don't you think? David Hack. I'm sure there's somebody in real life named David Hack, and it's probably, even though he's Danish, but I'm sure it's pronounced differently than how we Americans say it, me being American myself. From Texas, as a reminder. I was about to say, how far have we ventured into the countryside? Where are we anyway? Oh, we really went inland. Because I tend to forget how big the country actually is. And you're about to reach into the border that belongs to Aquitaine. Stick with this side. Okay? Don't go that way. Head down this way. Well, you just make your way down, even if you have to skip a few. Just try to get down here with me. We gotta stick together. No, no, no. Here, here, here. So there's one next to it, and there's another building next to that. Yeah, and this Swan Hill, this friendship. Never expected it would grow as close to Swan Hill there as I've done in the past few years. On multiple occasions, she has proven herself to be a reliable and forthright woman. That's my only best interest a lot. So rare to find a true friend. I like having more friends. They provide benefits. What did I tell you about venturing out too far, damn it? God dog it. Stay! You're going that way. We stay here. And we raid. But it appears we've gone far. Okay. So we'll be heading this way while you raid your way down that way. you get a massive health boost just to have disease resistance. Not down that way, and this way. I was about to say, is this Savoy area? Savoy, yeah, you're correct. Because I think we're gonna go home. These will be the last places we'll raid, and we gotta set sail back to the nearest friendly territory. You're up first. It's clear you're starving. The terror from Trondheim. For years I've swept out on devastating raids, bringing the full fury of Odin to the trembling world. For surely if he disapproved, would he struck me down by now? Indeed, my household sleeps surrounded by stolen fineries of foreign rulers and exotic slaves warm my bed. Truly noble and peasant alike call at my approach, and parents silence crying children with the threat that I'll visit. Ah, let them weep my name. Now I'm a proper Viking now. So definitely help your prestige. Now, you can go now. Would hate to lose more men due to this. Three months? 4 months. Apparently to Cornwall is the quickest way. Well, we'll wrap up our raids here. Unless I want to stay a little bit longer. And risk all. Yes, up we go. Why not? None of our business. Oh yeah, you missed a few spots there, so we'll be heading to there. Stay close to the rivers. So, off he pops. You made it. You can disband now, while I'll continue the work. We took that mace. Well, meanwhile, we'll continue our raid a little bit longer. You? Yeah. Took a bunch of prisoners. Then we'll give you what you need. How'd you miss that? Yeah, sure. More plunder. Almost full. We could fill it up to the brim before we finally starve ourselves out. Not much now. It'll take 2 more holdings and then we're golden. Both figuratively and literally. You worthless fiend. Alright, that'll be it. It's full now. Along that we're going to be bringing 17 prisoners. 17 different prisoners. So off to the river then. Yesterday I went to the local tavern and had too much beer. While drunk I ordered a large amount of pickled eggs to eat with my beer, as I usually do. However, this time in my drunkenness I must have taken and paid for all the pickled eggs the tavern had. Now I have to deal with my hangover. I have to figure out what to do with these eggs. Well, looks like we'll be eating pickled eggs for a while. So, small health boost for eating a lot of it. Now, in historical context. Pickling was and is a common and a delicious way to preserve food historically and in the present day in many cultures. Pickled eggs have been eaten all over Eurasia and were and are often common luxury snacks. Off we go. Lord Benedicta came to me complaining about a bully again. You do not have to face the world if you do not want to. Well, let's hold a ground. Wait, before you do, hold court. New arrival in my court today is one Zaya from my acquaintance, the Maharaja Iraja Narendra Narayan of Narendra. Kuga Hestein has come to my attention, my liege, that you are harboring an individual of particular interest. Dhruva Devi has a legitimate claim to the Shora Kala. The Maharaja. I was about to say Maharaja, but I did spell Mahara Yadiraya. Gerard requests and demands a return to this errant subject of his. I send Zaya out of the room whilst my council deliberates. What should we do? Well, he is a... What is he exactly? He's Bengali Burmese hybrid culture. Been in existence for almost 100 years now. Speaks the Maggid language. And he is a guest. I don't know how on earth he got here. One second. Disguise Melina as Drova Devi and send her instead. This is an intrigue challenge against them. And this is the man who we are speaking to. So there's 57% chance I successfully convince and then they'll likely be furious if he finds out. To gain some intrigue lifestyle experience, because why the hell not? 43% chance it does not believe him and flees. Zaya will bring word of a failed plot against them. And she's at the court, which I have no idea what on earth is she doing here. She has no relationships with anybody, and nothing much about her. So send her out. Failed to deceive. Oh well. Man approaches, my throat is clear. My lord begins to speech. I represent the local community of Sognsdal. In the last few months, our cemetery has been plagued with the disappearance of bodies. All have been dug up and left no trace. At first, we've cleared wild animals or obscure powers of it. But then your own court physician, Vodva, was caught red-handed and hauling the dead away from his experience. Please put a stop to this blasphemy. Hey, just cut it off. The enemy win. My vassal Straka can barely contain his rage erupting. Something must be done with that English outsider. Just one. I had enough of feeling self-led and the ridiculous customs. I mean, have you seen how these savages eat? It's time for your foreign subjects to adopt the mores of their betters. Norwegian or not, she's a loyal vassal. We can all get along. Okay, there we go. Now we can do this. Peace. Spending a lot more makes you, you know, because I'm generous, that means you gotta spend more. Well, I am a big spender. And then at the same time, let us perform the horse sacrifice. It'll be a great sacrifice. For as long as anyone can remember, I've always wanted to be the sacrificed horse, been an important religious practice in honor of the gods. I have ordered for one such great horse sacrifice to be held in Trondheim. The local Hofgoda are already doing the preparations needed for this ceremony. It is my hope that the gods will be pleased by the sacrifice, bestow upon me and my realm many great blessings. Time to prepare for the sacrifice. Why not begin to invite those people in? For the sake of national security and defense. My loyal ambassadors there informs you that there is recent visit to your court. You have attempted to deceive him by porting disguising a useless nobody as my errant subject, Drova Devi. My servants are too wily to be caught by your poor attempts at intrigue, however, though I was unable to return Drova Devi to my court. I could ease my disappointment by spreading word of your folly and incompetence across the known world. If we ever meet, you and I shall be enemies. Yeah, my reputation may be ruined at this failed deception thing, but you know, we can't contact each other. Plus, you're gonna croak soon, so who gives a damn? The day of the horse sacrifice has come. I have arrived at the temple with a number of Hofgoda. They have prepared an altar where the horses are to be sacrificed in a ceremony. The horses are led forth to the altar where they are duly killed by the Hofgoda. While, as this is going on, we all pray to the gods and perform various rituals. Once the ceremony is done, we thank the Hofgoda for helping us with such an important ceremony. Hopefully, the gods took note of our sacrifice. I'm glad that I participated in this. Very good. Oh man. 3 daughters now. The future are women, apparently. Dagrun, stand up. My vassal, Alfred, approaches me, rage in her eyes and Cataran, held by the scruff of its neck. As she thrusts the cat in my face, I say that it's my dear Snow. I found this little monster among my things. What was it? Scratched to bits, was covered in piss. I'll compensate you. I'm a generous man. Remember, generosity runs in a family. As I'll be petting my cat here. As I find Snow sleeping in my chambers, as I sit down beside him, I agree by a quiet, confused chirp. Oh, as I start running my fingers through his white fur, he seems to quickly start purring in contentment. The sound seems to relax my whole being. Thank you, my friend. Blood can be both a grand and a small affair. By tradition, they also includes both human and animal sacrifice. Several proofs will be offered to the gods, perhaps even including a special trust mound, or lives given in tribute to the gods. Though the belief of the hidden demand this. There are those among my vassals who find this notion barbaric, and the ceremony can proceed with purely animal sacrifices if I wish to avoid controversy. Only the finest of sacrifices do man and animal alike. Now, who's going to be the unlucky son of a beeswax that's going to get, you know... Didn't we capture the Prince Bishop, or am I crazy? Mind you, none of them are landed characters. Would be great if they were landed. Oh look, a carling. Two things. One, you're gonna be in house arrest just to make you a little healthy. And then you're gonna be sacrificed. You're melancholic, you're reclusive. Well, I'm here to put you out of your misery. And I could care less for anybody else. Mayor's wife, okay. This is a duchess. We got it. Just pay up. There's another duchess. Who wants to kill that? I mean, what harm has she done? You deserve this. And now, the Grand Blood. The guests at the Blood are so numerous that they blanket the air around the temple, sending up a cacophonous roar as Eleanor's hauled up to the altar, the very first long line of men and beasts stretching far out of the doors. She dressed ferociously as the Hofgadar thought her life away, the light in her eyes lasting till the first animal was slaughtered, human corpses to the hanging trees, the animals to the cooking fires. All gore is collected in a bowl, and hopefully I'll use it to paint the walls of the temple, inside and out. Truly despicable work of the gods. Seems excellent opportunity to impress the nobility. Just wanna, improve relations with just about everybody here. That reminds me, we ought to go to the pilgrimage soon. Go far. Okay, because that is where longest distant holy site there is. The longer the distance, the more piety you gain. So as I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of the gods. My destination lies far wrong, but in the service of Asgard, even my own realm must wait. It's time to depart. Boy, in a few months, in Crusader Kings 3, we get to have regencies. Not this, regency mod that I've been using. As well as a travel the distance mod. Among my fellow pilgrims, there's a woman who preaches compassion and fellowship till she reaches the topic of heathens. One evening around the campfire, she loudly declares them to be abominable monsters in the eyes of the gods, deviants and child murderers all. Most people avert their eyes when she looks at them, so does not go. Do you not agree, O Kunga? They're not all that bad. Such as the English people. And if there are any cousins there, they pay us well. Out here late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, can the gods even see me this far from home? What am I doing this for? Doing all this for? The gods would wish me to, of course. Switch over. Take a drink. I'm finally here, body and soul, at the great temple of Kir. As the Hofgod Day offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that has to happen for the gods to bring me here, at this moment in time. I have walked the holy path. Yes, I did. I'm a pilgrim who's been there and done that. The journey's been a long one, but I finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the Hofgod and Hofgod treat me. I've undergone the journey of a holy man, and I could insist that something has changed about me, whether I could save myself or not. But still, it's good to be home. I've been thinking, why does everybody want to kill her? What harm has she done? What crime did she commit? But we know who now. That's the one who's been plotting. Scottish, huh? Gaelic, to be exact. Yafanea Norwegian. A Norwegian giant. Gets to rule the kingdom. And there's this smaller realm up there. Which one is it again? 1 second, please. I recall somebody was going to do that. I've inspected the barracks infirmary when a severely injured soldier is brought in. He's losing too much blood. Where is the physician? Old runners nowhere to be found. The chill runs down my spine. That might be this man's only hope. Sonny hasn't stepped out of thin air. My cousin Orn is on my side. Rolls up his sleeves and looks at me. Step back. This is my patient. My patient screams and thrashes, and even though 3 grown men weigh him down, every step of the way is a battle. When my knowledge does not fail me, and my hands remain steady. I'm not sure how I managed, but in the end, it seems like the soldier will live. His comrades pat my back. That Corin was lost. Thank you, my lord. We would have lost Fenrir without you. You called him Fenrir? Don't you know who that's named after? Surprised he hasn't created the Bengal Empire yet. But he holds these 2. But based on that line of succession, when he passes away, the realms will be split. So this is going to be at its greatest extent. Less stress game, please. Which one? Play members. Rank. Rosa. Oh, you're still around, surprisingly. Oh, he's Norse. He's old school. He's not Norwegian. He's an old-fashioned Norse. And a culture will live on. Through there. In the old land of the Rus. And, this one, well, not for long. Sognsdal, and they reside in Overhaul. That's good to know. But who are the other people of our kin that will be inheriting the Indian realms? Besides Odun, who is a Norwegian Jain. That's all Brittany. And our Catholics should be kept well in mind. Thorun, Rajkumar Thorun, who is married to this man. Which of course that would cause complications. And plus, it's noted for having consecrated blood. Just something that should be noted. Who else? Just want to remind myself for such things. Anybody else getting parts of India? Besides Maharashtra? Mantorovo. Here's another. Taluka, heir to Mulaka. That's in Maharashtra. Narsingh Sognsdal. Well done, nephew. That hybrid culture. Like, we've been seeing plenty of those lately. They do that culture blending stuff. And they're agrarians, sacred groves, mystical ancestors. Again, I'm fascinated by all this. And as a reminder, would you like to keep going down this way? And I'm sure cadet branches will be created over there, over in India. They are not colonies because we do not control them. It's just we sent our family members over there because of the marriages and get all these things. Apparently, he spit on my wards. Oh, hang on. I saw a mosquito up front. Actually, yes, I did get that bug. Gotcha. Okay, anyways. Apparently, he spit on my ward Benedicta's food during dinner a few nights ago. Yeah, Charles, she screams. But you're a witch, he screams back. Benedict has been fighting with it every day since. Not a minute goes by without her plotting some sort of petty revenge. Just turn the other cheek, my girl. Oh, god dang it. Let me look something up here. Huh? What? Never mind. I was reading something. Anyways, as I struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me, I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint and try again. Nothing short of a miracle with the aid of the stone of glass. Even old men with bad eyesight could read with ease. Do have one title. But I'm a big spender these days, so I need one of these stones. Yeah. I need them. Now, what was I gonna look up? This again. When I grow up, a sudden sharp pain in the back of my shin is accompanied by a blood-curdling scream from behind me. I pivot, ready to defend myself. I'm confronted with a tiny form of Runa, wielding a hefty wooden stick for a club. Fear me! The dread Viking Runa has come for your gold and your monks, screams my daughter, recovering with a whack to my knee. Her tin pot helmet slips down over her eyes. All I can see is a gap-toothed smile grinning up at me. Pa, can I be a shield maiden when I grow up? Gee, you're 3 years old and already you've spoken well. A noble goal. Have at thee, rogue. If you do become a shield maiden, I might vote for you to be the High Queen of the North Sea in future. I wonder what it means, though. It's just an idea. Just an idea. but my health is still at its most excellent. Dalmatius? Oh, that's the Greek name for it. Dalmatias is probably an alternate name. As I walk outside, I'm greeted by the sight of my vessel. Oh, your Paul. Crouching beside my cat, Snow, tenderly petting his head. This is a quite lovely cat you have, my lord. You are very perceptive. Thank you very much. But joining Adele's diligent administration of a household finance, there is more gold at the end of the season. How we should best put it to use, husband? Invest the money in the local area, because I'm a generous man, you see. Do I have to remind you every time? Oh, don't tell me you're the one who's... No, that's a different... That's a different man. Because I thought it's the one who's going to be the heir to Maharashtra. Yeah. I just need someone who's good at their craft, that is all. Whatever happened to that person who was set to inherit Janakpur? Because I recall there was someone in our dynasty that had a claim. I guess that person must have died. Just a reminder whose realms they are. Oh, they did split up. Orissa, Banga, Burma, or Pagan. It's all divided up again. My goodness, I never assigned you a guardian. I'm ashamed of myself. I'll raise you. Rather have her with stewardship up, so keep it as such. Tell me well. You got it. Check the development levels since you kept developing the areas. Like compare and contrast. Here is 17. This is 10. This is 14. And this is 12. Okay, just make it sure. Because parts of Norway have to be developed. Especially when we go feudal, that the early medieval things. The early medieval. In fact, you should look at the innovations of others. I'm trying to right that wrong. That reminds me. Check your kin over in India regarding innovations. Like those who are gone to Maldives. She hasn't had children yet, but is due to inherit. Now, Anyways, obviously they're in early medieval, they're ahead of us, obviously, but blocked for tribal government. Oh, that's me, dummy. What's already known to them is household soldiers, arch saddle, horseshoes, going for hereditary rules soon. In fact, they know a bunch of things that we do not. Obviously. And they need one more, so they can, by a few decades, they will get into high medieval. Whereas the Maoris, obviously they're stuck in late antiquities, much like us. Bretons high, early medieval. Would you look at that? The future heir to the kingdom of Maharashtra of the Sognsdal dynasty, who is consecrated blood but hunchbacked. And then there's the child of consecrated blood. So the future over there is secure. And as the grandson, which both of these are not to inherit anything. Except this one, obviously. Righto. Okay, we're back here. Take a drink. Again, I'm not only fascinated by my kin over in India, but also over these parts as well, even though, unfortunately, they're going to be stuck in the eras. In fact, Czech governments, are any of them feudal? No, except back there. Because the duels, well, that's because they're Jewish, that's why. Because they're of an organized faith, so therefore they're allowed to become feudal, which they already have. Even though missionaries are not allowed there, so them spreading to the faiths of others is unlikely. But they do have syncretic folk traditions. A helping hand from Israel. Quartered in their fortress, the Yams Vikings are a warrior order devoted to practicing the old ways of the hidden faith against change, dishonor, and foreign faiths. For my piety and virtue, Jarl's daughter Ingrid has sent me the choice of two retainers. Hakon, who has never let a grudge go unavenged, or Aldi, who kills 10 peasants each day abroad, as well as their converts around devotion. One shall stay and the other shall return. I'll have that man here. What an opposing warrior he is. Poetry in motion. Gerda and Milena are walking circles around the garden, sitting and chatting amicably. They pass the bench on which I am sitting, smile to bid me good day. As I resume their walk, I see a small object fall to the ground, likely displaced when they bumped into me. I'm about to call out when I realize it's a small, tightly bound scroll. My curiosity gets the better of me, and I start reading. While the lark slumbers, every night I night, with hairs thin, I lay beneath the covers till I hear the guard say, "Beware the new day." A poem, a love poem, about me. Cowardly planner versus quarreler. I'll see if she is the author. A few days later, I casually join as she crosses the yard. I tactfully steer our conversation towards poetry so that I may discern if she is the author of this mysterious poem which I star. Oh, I'm a man of diplomacy, so I'll use diplomacy here. She's bewildered by my interest in poetry. Don't you know that poetry is a virtue in our culture and faith? Well, faith in particular more than culture. I mean, if there was a culture that is more into poetry than anything else, that honor goes to the Bedouins, I believe. If that culture's still around. 2 copper eyes follow me as I cross the hallway. A small meow breaks the silence as snow pounces from my ankle. He has seen better days, but age has never stopped. As he prances away, he had left me a gleaming gift where he had been hiding. Thank you, kind sir. Yes, that's what I was talking about. The Bedouin oral poetry, where that poetry has additional bonuses and it's more common. Although not available now, but it's attainable. That they have one for Tamils as well. Whoa, what the? Harrisford claim. A small localized conflict there. Harrisford claim here. And it's been going on for 8 months. Okay then. Get the men at arms. Put them here. Men at arms only, and I shall be the one to lead them. And we'll engage them. But first, inspired work. My liege. Skull approaches me, tightly clutching a manuscript. I wrote a work of fiction after reading literature that's popular in your court. Please accept the honor of being the first person to read my words. May I accept the manuscript with a glance on its lines. The setting is familiar, as is the protagonist's name. Wait, could this be Skull's type of writing continuation, or rewrite another person's work? I clear my throat and look up at the manuscript, reading Skull's expectant eyes. My words, this is incredible. You must write more. She's encouraged by my praise, and she'll continue to get right down to work. Small war, and I'll be willing to fight that. So now we're basically encroaching ourselves towards Wales. I hear footsteps of someone approaching me from behind and turn to see Skull looking all kinds of excited. My liege, she eagerly calls out to me as she closes the distance from us. It's done. The next part of my story. The manuscript is forced into my hands before I can say anything. A cursory glance reveals more rewrites and continuations to later manuscripts. It's clear that Skull's found a topic she wants to write about. It's lovely. You must continue to write more. The end is nigh. Who would have thought that he was the town beggar screaming out to the verse? But when some locals asked some locals how, he explained that he's actually a deranged lunatic who believes the end times are coming. Ah, yes, so the usual sort of raving madman. Carry on. I surveyed the battlefield, contemplating how this battle will be remembered. I gazed towards the dead that remained. I noticed that a group of soldiers, my soldiers, approached, and they politely bowed before me. My lord, we've cornered the remaining enemies as they made a valiant stand. They gave their lives protecting this banner, and I am now known as the Giver of Rings. Yes, I'm Giver of Rings, because I'm a generous man. Seems nice, but put on a celebration party. We don't need this useless token. We have other means to improve knight effectiveness and increases the number of knights when you get that level of fame up. That's the way to do it. wooden chest set. I exit my tent, the siege camp sprawls up before me. A maze of sagging tents and ramshackle huts, lit by the yellow fires of cook fires, and the green gold cast of the light of lanterns. Piles of gear and discarded flawed central cluster all around. Wagons and animals, mules and donkeys and oxen, horses, and even a camel or two. Flags snap and flail in the rain-drenched wind. Braziers, smoke, and guttering flames light the scene with a flickering orange glow. The soldiers sit around, holding tankards of meat, relaxed with small talk and camaraderie. Smoke from their fires drifts and fills the air, and the smell of the food cooking on spits by the ground fire grows stronger. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege has ended. I gather my bodyguards and head to the edge of the camp. 100 of Harrisford stands for me. A canyon of shattered walls, and fields between empty carts and wagons stand on end, makeshift defenses, the archers' volleys. The gates are open, most walls demolished, the flanking towers are breached. A pall of grey smoke hangs over Harrisford, as do the black-feathered ravens. Corpses litter the hill, too numerous to tally. Frightened survivors huddle in clusters among the ruins, speaking in hushed tones. Just looking at the development level. For once, burn it all down. And imprison everybody. This was Harrisford's claim against us. You're the one that attacked us, so this is what you get in return. We got a fine battle axe that we took from him. And then, we also took a wooden chest set here. Found a new empire. I mean, you do have the means to make it so, but no, we are saving for this. Which is gonna be 10 more years. 10 more years. Till we become the North Sea Empire. And I'll worry about inheritance at a later time. I ain't going anywhere anytime soon. Oh, just stretching. Oh, I remember something. Islandia. By the way, Islandia, even though it's ruled by Pole, It should be noted that that name, Islandia, is actually a Latin name for Iceland. That's what that is. And because since he's of a different culture, now he's an interloper in the struggle. And timing is right. It's that time of the year. Do everything. Whale hunt. Support Greenland. Just send them some basic supplies. And organize a hunting trip, which it shall be a great hunt. Then send expedition to the west. Which again, every time we try to get its viability up, like if it were to fail, it's going to drop. And if it don't increase back to the way it was way back when, then we cannot stand a chance at building another outpost nor going for other improvements. But also, see too if you could get somebody from Greenland. Because the Greenland settlements are currently facing an economic decline for various reasons, I've been able to use my influence connections to convince a number of Greenlanders living there to resettle my lands. Though many of this small group are peasants, the group does include a few prominent notables as well. Regardless, they could teach my existing subjects various techniques for surviving in colder climates or help us maintain our networks with Greenland, even if it is in decline. One of these immigrants was a prominent member of the Greenland Society by the name of Baldwin Hub. He has offered to serve me as a courtier as thanks to helping him find his new home. You ain't much, but we just want you here. Just stick around. Who's the most skilled all round? Have you been explored before? You've been to there? No, it doesn't appear so. Well, let me tell you something, you loyal poet. Knowing that you have a mixed ancestry, I mean, you are a Breton, a Breton who was a Vero, yeah. Or better yet, how about you? I mean, I would love for it to be one of our kin to be exploring. Some are younger than others. Oh, yes, do send, that foreigner, that Breton. Try this one more time. If you fail Vinland one more time, yes, we were going to choose him. If we fail one more time and the viability drops, I am not going to Vinland anymore because, what happens that even if it takes many, many, many decades to try to get it up, you know what happens? Look at the ending decisions here. But first, 160 gold. So, like one of these endings here, like say Bandit Greenland, this can only happen if it's in the marginalization phase, and its resilience in networks falls below it, which it isn't going to anytime soon. Regional integration can only happen if it's in the integration phase. You control more of that, and hi. Why didn't we control Iceland? We have two of these falling true. We do have this and this. Yes, yes we do. And resilience is up. And the current struggle phase is in integration. We can conclude it early for regional integration. You know, to be honest, I've been wanting to end this series sooner rather than later as originally planned, but I think we found a way to end it. We gotta end that struggle with regional integration. Yes. That's the idea. Plus, huge renown gain. And you only control 45% of the Nordic Seas region. You know, areas that you don't hold yet. And that includes, you know, Vinmarku, parts of Scotland, and a bit of Northern Ireland, and of course, Islandia. Okay, I think I figured out the plan here. Because, you know, I was beginning to, you know, get bored of this series a little, where I said, okay, let's just do this thing where let's form the North Sea Empire and then be done with it. But I think there's more to it than that. After the North Sea Empire, after we go feudal, and then end the struggle. And in the meantime, we got to expand. I mean, we'll do the expanding in the next episode. So basically, I'm looking at you up there. We do have the range to, you know, conquer that duchy. And of course, don't forget the Isles. The Northern Isles. Where you have to do a bit of island hopping. I mean, we can sail over. Even though I don't have the explorer trait because I didn't have a background in exploring. But in the meantime, a book about stewardship. I'll take it. Get to work on it. Again, this is not of my kin, but we've been educating her as of late. So get a strong hook of loyalty on her, and she's a mastermind philosopher. Okay, we're not even halfway towards the integration phase. So, tell you what. We will continue that series. It's like, yes, the North Sea Empire will be formed. Only the Allfather guides me. Off he goes, safe journeys. I don't care what the outcome is, preferably it would be a success, I hope. Take a drink. A messenger bird brings me a message from Halil with an update about his expedition to Vinland. Halil reports that they were camping in a part of Vinland for several days. During this time, Halil sent out occasional scouting parties to search for food and to explore the area. One evening, one of his scouts, Nasi, did not return to the camp with his party. This was, of course, a most odd occurrence. Even though the hour was growing late, Halil and several members of the crew wanted to search Nasi's whereabouts. Other members of the crew, however, said Nasi's likely just tardy and would return soon. Could be neutral, or it could be got a bad but there is a 78% chance that he find out what he's been up to, but a 21% chance that he would be unable to find. So I think he went to search for him. Knowing him, I mean, he has experience in the outdoors. He speaks Arabic, Norse and Breton language, I believe that's what that one is. Yeah, you're correct. Grapes. Continue reading the message. Halil said that he and his crew immediately went searching for Nasi, even with the hours growing late. Thankfully, they haven't gone far when they found the missing man in an acceptable, curiously drunk state. At first, Halil was very cross, but the Nasi crew found grapes there. However, finding grapes in Vinland is easier said than done. So Halil is happy that Nasi managed to stumble on some. Anyways, Halil concluded his message by saying he will bring back some of these grapes to me. Oh, I can't wait to try these grapes. Does that mean prestige? Piety? A grapes artifact? What? I would like to know. A beneficiary okay, approaches me with his arms full of scrolls and manuscripts. My lord, there are so many areas of stewardship that are worthy of attention. Laws, trade, money. I don't even know where to start. Well, what topic does your muse yearn for? And the wars hunt, they're off to it. We'll hear them again in a few months. While I will continue on my medicine focus to be at my most healthiest. The hidden play in Jonna. It's been brought to my attention that a renowned hidden playwright intends to hold a performance for her work titled 2,000 Norwegian Nights. 2,000 Norwegian Nights. The price of admission is steep, but this is likely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness one of our nights. A pious night at the theater it is. "2,000 Norway Nights." As I watched the play before me, it quickly becomes clear why Una is so well known as a literary genius. The prose, the performance, all of it makes me feel though as I'm witnessing the events of heroic sagas unfold in front of me, as if I were there to behold Ymir's work for myself. Once the play draws to a close, I find myself alone with Una. I mean, I'm pretty wise myself, but help me a bit. I could write better than this. Meanwhile, a messenger bird brings a message with an update about his expedition to Vinland. According to the message, he has come into contact with a small band of locals. It's led by a certain Santele, despite the language barrier. It appears that the locals have peaceful intentions and wish to trade. Even though the last time that they saw Lord Norse, they're like, hey, get out of here, you don't know all that. Even though they were able to find forgiveness at some point, but I guess they remembered, one would think. Now, the members of his expedition are divided on what to do next. Some don't want to give locals any weapons or tools that could be used against us. Others argue it is important to earn the locals' trust and see what valuables they might wish to trade. Yet, others feel these locals are naive, so it's better to steal from or kidnap them. I wonder what he would decide to do. I think I know what he would do. A man like him. He does have good stewardship. He could trade. But kidnapping is a bad idea. I'm kind of not sure, but I think he sensibly tried to trade with Santela's people. This is this diplomacy challenge. Oh, I pronounce Sateles like as in, you know, but spelled differently, so it's probably pronounced differently from their culture that I don't even know of. Santalese's people. I continue reading the message. Although Helio and his crew had difficulty communicating with Santaleses and her people at first, they eventually managed to reach some kind of understanding. Both sides agreed to exchange various goods. We gave them cloth, metal scrap, and so on, while they gave us some of their art, furs, wooden tools, and various trinkets. Helio tells me that if the expedition returns successfully, which they will now, he will show me the goods he acquired from these foreigners. All in all, the meeting was a success. He left feeling like they made a good friend at Santelese. I hope we find more friendly people like her. Okay, this will indeed be a success. Not all is lost. It has been quite some time since I originally vowed to outdo the inferior work of Luna. As the ink of my scraps grows dry, I admire my own work. The passion of Balder is a work deserving to be called a masterpiece by my own humble reckoning. The only question that remains is who should play the lead role. Diplomacy skill. Hey, help me with this. Myself in disguise, of course. So I'll attempt to outperform him in a duel using my skill. I'm a man of diplomacy, a man of integrity. Dramatic debut. I take a breath and prepare to perform my play, assured that it will be impeccable, with me here to deliver its pious message. Despite me reciting my lines flawlessly, the expectant faces of the audience quickly begin to turn bitter and confused. I keep pressing on, hoping I may at some point regain my momentum and salvage this performance. But it's no good. Before I reach the end, the theater seat's empty and I'm left a disgrace. Perhaps playing is not for me. Crud. How old is my wife? Old enough. And I got 3 daughters. No sons, which is a first. But whoever I vote for is irrelevant at this time, because I still await for the formation of the Empire of the North Sea. I'll educate you. 77. It'll do. It's better than the one that we did the other time, where I remarked by saying, "That's chump change." Hey. Useless people. Hey. Those who are... Oh yeah, you can come in now. Those who are, you know, not particularly useful around here, someone's gotta go. You've got nothing better to do. How'd you like to go, west? She won't, because boldness and honor. Okay, I have a little gift for you. Just to try to convince further. So, see to it. After some deliberation, I decided to heed your request. It was not an easy choice to make. I'll now settle the western settlement agreement as you wish. I thank you for this opportunity, and I'll do my best to contribute to the settlement there. Yeah, you'll be particularly useful over there. So, we just want to get up to the integration as quickly as possible. Okay, you also Rands. Also Rands, why'd you say that? Married or betrothed? Oh, are you? Okay, then who's not married or betrothed? You there. Boldness, energy, opinion. Okay, we need someone a little better. Hey, you might do. but you're not an honorable person. Again, I just want to send a prisoner away to exile them. How about you? No chance. Heir to a foreign title, that's why. Married. Married. One leg, which isn't gonna work. Okay, look again of who is the one that is the most willing. Was it you? Yeah. 1 second. Let me put you in a house arrest just to modify that a bit. Now, it's a 50-50 shot. That's all I could do to convince. Oh, just try it. She refuses. So now went to marginalization a bit. Damn it. Time to hold court again. Dust to dust. A thick, raggedy peasant stands before me, gawking at the opulence of my throne. Obviously distracted, I call him to get his attention. Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. My village infinity was hit by a blight this year. We're now lost our crop, but our seed too. We have nothing. We shall starve without help. Glancing around my throne again, you surely have some wealth to spare. Oh, of course you'll get it. A generous man. Blindness. An envoy from the nearby provincial city. The first sin of Soderminster has come to protest the abuse of his cities was ever in the hand of its neighbor. Ofgar, under the protection of their liege, my vassal, Penderek Banga. They occupied and repossessed our arable land by force and threatened the landowners with spiritual damnation and material violence to make them sell their belongings. I beg of you, my lord, do us justice. Alfgar's will win his rights. Gotta stick with my kin here. Will Vicky and her daughter approach cautiously. Where it is, Uncle? My lord, I'm sure someone in Ricky's been trying to harm my daughter. I have no evidence, but I suspect Ealdorman Bigge, given his reputation for villainy, comes after Ingrid's throat. Beg you, prisoner, put a stop to this madness. I'll question him. He denies any involvement. Too bad. We still await another message from, hello, from Vinland. She was my heir that I chose. A messenger bird brings me a message from Helio with an update about his expedition to Vinland. According to the message, the expedition's going well. He says the crew just encountered a large number of seals, which they successfully hunted. Among the peoples of the north, seals are commonly used for meat and oil, and this has raised the morale of the crew greatly. Glad to hear of it. All good. Well, how about my eldest daughter? Anybody want to vote for her? Yes? And yes. For all the marbles. For all the titles. We'll end the episode as soon as this artifact's finished, and as well as the man's return from Vinland. Torfi, my brother, he left his loved ones a grieving loss of a great man. As one of the closest to the deceased, I could take up the mantle hosting a suitable funeral. It is a tradition amongst the good, that we bury our noblest with a boat, the better to carry them to Valhalla. And surely Torfi deserves this high distinction. An ornate sailing ship He deserves the best because he's killed one person, but that was decades ago. But the memories are lost at time. Left behind 3 children of his own. He deserves it. Not to mention he was a great explorer back in his day, before lunacy got to him. But again, my memory's vague on him. Thank you very much. My lord, my beneficiary, your smiles adjust me over the ink-stained hands. My book, my masterpiece, is finished. Behold, an ornate tome that shows a modest understanding of stewardship as it touches upon the subjects such as trade routes. The cover is wood that's been painted to display a repeating image of rose flowers. That's good to have. I'm impressed. I don't think we have much stewardship books around here, I believe. Snow is not as young as he once was. As he crawls into my lap, I can feel him trembling. I gently stroke his white fur and listen to him purr longer to the night, but as silence falls, I know he won't wake again. Let me pet you one more time. That's just to give it a stress. Oh. I'll miss you, Snow. The only time I would ever do the option of, get the fur from that dead pet of yours, I would do that if my character was a lunatic. Anyways, the ships we sent on an expedition to Vinland have returned. I went to meet Hale and asked him about the various adventures he had during the expedition. Unsurprisingly, there was much to tell. Fortunately, it appears the expedition was ultimately a resounding success. During the expedition, he managed to acquire a lot of useful resources, contacts, and information while exploring this frontier region. There is no doubt that the boons of this expedition will greatly help the Green Colony. Perhaps we could send another expedition to this region in the future. It would be another great opportunity to earn more glory for ourselves. Truly a wonderful result. So the viability did go up, and we got the seal meat from the West Atlantic, and the legends about the Native Americans there. That's prestige and piety. And that viability, that's got to be the grapes part. But that adds the marginalization phase each time you do that. It behooves the cook to spend time at the sea, with the salt air in his face and the vine vessel beneath his feet. Today sees my personal craft and small exploring squadron out for drills, practice and pleasure. This short voyage has been an exhilarating change of pace from life at court, where we spotted a distant plume of water, followed by a small line of divine dark flesh running on the waves. The greatest beast of all the deeps, a whale. Get the harpoons! And we slaughter the whale and haul it to shore, and that's the way to end this episode. So now I have determined what is next for the future of the Sognsdal Saga series. One, we're finally going to get out of this part of Scandinavia and go a little bit of island hopping, even if we have to fight Scotland twice, and then we'll be right there towards Islandia. Yes. As now we're halfway point to get to the integration phase, in which we're trying to steer clear of modernization. So perhaps we got to stop. Let me see. Find an expedition to successful expedition to Vinland. It doesn't say for other places, so we got to stop going to Vinland and go to other places the next time that options come up. Because I finally determined what the final major goal it is for that series after the North Sea Empire. And that's regional integration. Because I've come to the realization that this is entirely possible. That I'd be the one to conclude that. I mean, I do have the level of fame. We will expand Norway's control there. And eventually, when it gets to integration, then that is about as good as time as any to make it happen. and as well as the nickname the Explorer if I were to decide to call myself that, even though I'm currently known as the Giver of Rings, or whomever my successor will be known as the Explorer. And then we get a huge increase of renown. And also we go feudal and we entered the early medieval era finally. But we got until 8 years, so it's likely now that in the next episode, the formation of the North Sea Empire, and then we become feudal, and then we'll focus mainly all of our efforts to do anything to get to the integration faster. So we gotta stop exploring Vinland for the time being. No more of that, for real, as now there's a reason to, rather than too many failures and all that. Let's just control more of the lands of the Nordic Seas region, and then we gotta work our way up towards integration, which will take a few decades, no doubt. As, you know, his health is fine now, but we're trying to become healthier, which is another reason for the medicine focus. So he'll get this perk next, and he'll become healthier, and then a whole of body, and scientific, which will be useful for cultural fascination progress. We'll be entering into early medieval era to get the innovations a little faster, and all that, and more. So you could say, I would say that it'll probably take about, I don't know, less than 10 episodes left before I will finally call it a series, because the original intention of when I did this series in the first place was all about the Greenland struggle. That was the very first thing of the very first reason why I decided to do a video series on. Originally I was going to end it with the formation of the North Sea Empire, but no. There's that option. But the native sovereignty over there thing, that's only if you have it. You have to hybridize one of these cultures, and you control one of these things. But it says at least one, so that's kind of not possible, I think. So, anyways, we gotta, you know, get to work on this sort of thing in future. So we see it in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.